So thanks again for Tourism NI for inviting me along to speak about the Titanic Destination Forum. So I'm just going to do a quick overview on our organisation as a whole. So Titanic Foundation Limited was established in 2008 and it's a registered charity. So since inception, our role was to oversee the development of Titanic Belfast. So our responsibilities for managing the operating contract with Titanic Belfast, so ensuring that Titanic Belfast Limited maintains iconic status of the building and provides an innovative world-class visitor experience to local, national and international visitors. So the foundation's assets also extend to cover the Harland and Wolff drawn offices, and we also look after 3 Harland and Wolff steam cranes. So the foundation also has an interest in promoting and delivering Titanic Quarter as a maritime heritage destination and a shared space for Belfast and all of Northern Ireland. So this includes preserving the heritage of Titanic Quarter and programming activity and events in partnership with all attractions. So this is really where the destination forums come about. So the forum was set up in December 2013. We meet 4 times a year. We have a series of subgroups which meet on a more regular basis. So we look at events, product development, marketing opportunities. At the minute we have 31 forum members. So with a real mix, it sort of covers education, visitor attractions, hospitality, food, so, and then sort of the community as well. So just to give you an idea of sort of the representation around the quarter, there's Titanic Belfast, Public Records Office Northern Ireland, T13, SS Nomadic, Segway Tours, Titanic Quarter Limited, Partners from Visit Belfast, Tourism Northern Ireland, there's Odyssey Arena, HMS Caroline, Belfast Met, which sort of gives the education aspect into it, Northern Ireland Science Park, there's Field Studies Council, Ocean Youth Trust, and then of course accommodation sectors, Premier Inn, and then also have the Pump House. So more recently in terms of new partners on board, I've had Iron Fit guys who are sort of off-the-wall gym experience based in T13, and then RSPB, and then we've also had we have now representation from the Mace, which is one of the local businesses within the quarter. So as you can see, it's a real mix. So at the meetings, we also go around all the partners' venues, so it gives an idea of what's available in the quarter. So meetings go from the Pump House, the Proneed, into Titanic Belfast. So again, gives us good opportunity what's available. In terms of topics, we look at product development. So at our last meeting, we chatted about the wee tram, which I'm going to talk about later. There's a Titanic walkway project taking place, signage, marketing, and then the partners also get a chance to do a roundtable update, so we learn about what's going on across the quarter. So in terms of the purposes of the forum, it's just only a slide with quite a bit of text on, but so it's really to deliver a world-class destination for visitors, residents, and of course the workers in the quarter, to create linkages and relationships with Titanic Quarter stakeholders. And then it's to share information, customer feedback and intelligence with the group. It's to maximise opportunities created by events to the quarter. So obviously we've already hosted the Giro d'Italia, which put us on the global map, which I'm going to again talk about later. And then it's ensuring consistent quality thresholds across the quarter. So in terms of communication, I think this is the most important bit of the forum. So obviously my role as destination manager, I'm in regular communications with everybody, maybe sometimes seen as a TQ stalker. So I would usually be in contact with everybody on a weekly and daily basis through emails, phone calls, and then I think it's about building that personal relationship with everybody. Again, as Linda said earlier, I think the key thing is trust. So people are seeing it's not just a talking shop, that there's tangible results coming from the quarter. Hold a series of networking sessions, and then there's also some social events. So last year we had a Christmas drink session. So again, it's about building relationships and making new friends. So it's starting to become a TQ family in Titanic Quarter. So the other thing that we've also developed is a Titanic Quarter Forum online hub. So I'm just going to talk about that now. So this is one of the things that came from the quarter, is about a place where everybody could share information. So we have developed an online chat room. So again, this is where I would share all the minutes, agendas, presentations that have been discussed at the meeting, if there's any marketing opportunities. So if Visit Belfast have maybe offers on, we can share it through the forum. So we have 47 members signed up, so it's maybe a couple of different members of staff from each organisation. So W5 maybe have their education team, marketing team. So it's about getting the message out there. If maybe someone has an idea, they can share it on the forum. The forum can also start up their own conversations on this. We also put up information on funding, and we're now developed an e-newsletter, so we're going to be signposting everybody to the forum through the e-newsletter, and this is solely just for TQ partners. So I think key achievements to date, I think the first one really is it's the partnership collaboration. So without that there, we probably wouldn't have been able to deliver some of the projects I'm going to talk to. And again, it's about building trust with everybody and knowing that I can pick up the phone now and maybe organise a fan trip within a couple of hours, where when I first started the role, it was maybe a bit hard. People were sort of reluctant to come forward. So since I started last year, we have developed a Titanic Quarter orientation map, which I'm going to show you next. We've also developed a TQ events guide, which we're going to chat to you again. And then in terms of training, we have taken part in World Toasts and received hotspots. So I know that some of the trainers are here today. So again, that was a real sort of networking event for us all. We've also delivered a series of world-class events. We've delivered Titanic Taste Tour, and then the Wee Trams, the next thing to come to the quarter. So there's Easter event sheets actually on the desk. This is one of the other initiatives that we pulled together. So the actual orientation maps on the back of that, if you do want a closer look. So one of the things that came about from the quarter meeting was the fact that when visitors came down into Titanic Quarter, once they've been to Titanic Belfast, they weren't sure what else was available across the destination. So we came up with an orientation map, so quite a quirky one. So this is also being placed on the substation wall, which is right in the heart of Titanic Belfast. So it sort of gives you the distances between each attraction, buses, transport, and then across links into the city centre. This map's also being put up in the Discovery Point in Titanic Belfast. Obviously, they have 600,000 visitors a year, and the Discovery Point's on ground floor, so it means that once visitors have experienced Titanic Belfast, they can go and see what else is available in the destination. We also have a plasma screen up in the Discovery Point as well, which gives an overview of each attraction opening time. So it's really key. It's sort of good partnership working as well, where each attraction's promoting their neighbour. So they're not seen as competitors, we're seen as working together. So the other project we're working on as well is the Destination Belfast initiative. So I'm acting as a tourism champion for the area. So we've been also working with East Belfast Partnership. So these two maps have now developed further, and it's about connecting into East Belfast as well. So there's another version of this map which signposts visitors in East Belfast, just to show what people can do in East Belfast. So this is going to go up at Titanic Halt, which is just a train station down on the Sydenham Road, and then there's one going on Fraser's Pass. So again, for local people in Belfast, and then people coming in from trains. So another thing that had come from discussions was we were looking to develop it was basically going to be at the start a mobile app to promote sort of offers in the area, but obviously sort of the digital world is changing so fast, it sort of went on to a mobile responsive website, but obviously that's going to take a bit of time, so we're looking at that further down the line. So in the meantime, we've set up a series of social media channels, so invite everybody else to like our pages and follow us on Twitter. So again, what I do is I look after these pages, and it's solely to promote all the events that are happening across the quarter. If we want to do a campaign with the partner, or maybe do a story on what's happening. So T13 have a big music festival coming up. So again, we're working with the partners to promote that. We've also developed an event guide. So we produced 30,000 copies last year, and we included the orientation map, what was available in the area, covered information on key heritage assets, and then we did distribution to sort of local hoteliers and sort of visit Belfast, key places around Belfast. But we also wanted to target the local community to let them know what's on their doorstep. So we did a door-to-door drop across Belfast. I think there's about 20,000 went out, which is great. So I've had really good feedback for that. So in terms of this year, we're looking at developing a new guide for the area based on last year's. And again, from our regular meetings, the forum have asked us to develop a series of itineraries for the area. So what the family can do for 3 hours, or maybe the young and lively can come down, they can go and try cable and wake boarding, or go over to T13, or even just go for a coffee in the dock. So we're looking at pulling those together. And then also from the forum meetings, we were asked if we could pull a trade guide together, and this is solely for front of house staff. So it's basically, say a family comes down to W5 for the day, then they have a book on what else is available in Titanic Quarter, and they can signpost people. So some really good ideas coming from our forum. They've also asked if we can organise a series of half-day farm trips for front-of-house staff, so again, sort of cross-selling. So it's about working in partnership with everybody and not seeing everybody as a competitor. So one of the first projects I was tasked with last year when I started was to secure World Host Hotspot for the quarter, which at the start I thought was going to be a very difficult job. Obviously, me being new into the post and people not knowing me, they're probably going, what's this all about? But we met with Belfast City Council and obviously Tourism NI, and we went out to the quarter and explained the benefits of World Host Hotspot, and the importance of customers recognising it and seeing that we offer an excellent level of customer service. So over 15 organisations and businesses across the quarter signed up and took part in the 2-day training. So even ourselves signed up as a company, so the training's invaluable. It's also sort of it's made partners stronger across the quarter. As part of the World Host training, there was an ambassador programme, which was a half-day farm trip, so it gave the partners an oversight of what is offered across and what's on their doorstep as well, again, for sort of upselling. So the mayor came along as we sort of had a mini celebration event at Titanic Belfast, and the mayor came along and presented the plaques to everybody. Again, it was a fantastic day. And since then, we've also had another number of businesses in the area approach us about finding out a wee bit more information and signing up. And then I would circulate information to them in up-and-coming training as well. So I think there was a disability one more recently, and a number of the guys from the quarter have signed up. So again, it's about building those relationships. So another, I think, quick win for the forum was events. So we took part in the Belfast Maritime Festival last year. So there was over 50,000 people came down to the festival, and there was a couple of thousand ventured down to the slipways. So we applied for funding through Belfast City Council, and we successfully secured that. So we were able to deliver a series of activities, which we worked very closely with the TQ partners. So T13 were doing their ramp bridge down on the slipways. There was a maritime marquee, there was craft activities for the kids, and Cable and Wake were doing demos in the water, and we opened the doors to the drawing office as well. So again, I was working closely with all the partners. Again, there's quite a bit of groundwork done beforehand, but after we had a debrief meeting, and a number of the businesses thought it was a great sort of benchmark for us to use. A lot of businesses also commented that they got repeat business out of it. Visitors came back again to see them after maybe speaking with their staff on the ground as well. And then I know Segways got some corporate business out of it. So again, sort of worthwhile taking part in big events. obviously with the Giro d'Italia coming down, it's, again, we're on the global map, the global map, so it's important that we now have our world-class tourism hotspot recognition as well, so everybody's getting an excellent level of customer service. Again, for the European Heritage Open Days, I sort of coordinated the activities with the partners. So Peroni opened for the weekend, which they don't usually open, and they were signposting visitors down to the drawing office, and then we were down at the drawing office and signposting visitors to Peroni and then across over to T13. So again, it was about promoting all the partners as one. Every event we always have debrief meetings as well, to sort of brainstorm ideas and take things forward. So in February there we had an event meeting and we pulled all the partners together, and we now have a full event programme of events happening across the quarter. So if there's big events happening in the Odyssey, maybe the smaller organisations know not to pencil events in certain dates, because obviously there's maybe traffic issues. So it's just even small things like that there. Also, we've developed an art trail for European Heritage Open Days. So again, I've worked with SS Nomadic, Peroni, Pump House, and then Titanic Belfast. So again, the partners are letting us into the attractions, and we're bringing a group of people in who are doing location draw-on. So again, you're sort of selling the heritage and working closely with partners. So one of the key successes, I think, so far for the forum has been the Titanic Taste Tour. So this is the second year we've run it, and it was basically a 5-course food walking tour over 5 venues. So it sort of provided a taste of life in Belfast over a century ago, with a mix of modern twist with the Titanic Quarter partners. So it was ran on the 8th and 9th of October this year. We had 2 groups of about 35 people on each. The first tour we had international journalists, which was a fantastic opportunity for us. They started off in the Pump House for a Guinness, and then they went to the Dock Cafe. They had a soup. All the staff were dressed up in character. We had music playing. They went on to SS Nomadic for another course, and into Titanic. There was like loads of photo opportunities for the stairs. Also, the partners put on additions for no charge, so it's fantastic. So there was like an extra glass of champagne in the mix, and then they got to go into draw-on offices. And then they went over to T13 for Bailey's cheesecake and Irish coffees. But one of the things that I thought was amazing and showed real sort of partnership work was the guys at T13 called in a favour from Titanic Belfast, because they'd run out of Irish coffee serving glasses. So the guys from Titanic Belfast brought over glasses for T13 and also sent over a member of staff to make the Irish coffee. So that's just a real example of working together. So we're always trying to improve the Titanic experience. So the Dock Cafe, I'm not sure if you've been or whatever, it's the Honesty Box Cafe down in Titanic Quarter. It's the only one in Belfast. And basically Chris Bennett has developed a new idea, which is called the Wee Tram. So it's going to be a hop-on, hop-up tour around the shipyards, and it's going to stop at 8 locations around Titanic Quarter. So we have funded Chris to produce a video production which will play on the Wee Tram, and it basically gives an overview of all the attractions across the quarter. So it'll cover W5, the Odyssey, Peroni. So Chris has been out over the last couple of weeks meeting with all the partners and are creating a series of interviews, which is, again, it's fantastic. So this will be played on the Wee Tram, so visitors, when they're going around the quarter, will also get a flavour for what's available in the destination. Again, Chris was able just to pick up the phone and set up interviews. So again, it's like a TQ family at the minute. So great project for us, and it should be up and running hopefully end of April, start of May, but certainly for the summer season. One of the other projects that Titanic Quarter Limited are working on is the Boardwalk project, and again, it's funded through Tourism NI. So it's going to connect the bottom of the slipways round to the Thompson's Dock, which again, it's going to be a nice sort of walk along the river as well. So again, we're looking forward to opening that. So just just to finish, from a personal point of view, I think, as Linda said earlier on, I think trust is key. So like over the last year, I've been out and about meeting with all the partners, one-to-one, and now able to pick up the phone and get things done really, really quickly. Maybe at the start of the destination, it was a wee bit more harder. So I think going forward, it's about working in partnership. Without your partners and your businesses around you, it's hard to deliver. And I think the other thing as well is having a series of quick wins. So we've had our Easter events flyer, our events guide. We've taken part in events as well. So Tall Ships is coming to the shore. So we've recently secured funding on behalf of the quarter. So again, we're working with all the businesses, so we'll be offering a Titanic themed experience down over Tall Ships. So again, we're working with the guys at the Pump House who are going to be delivering a series of trails. Segways, again, Segways offer Titanic tours, so it's branding their product to fit in with the heritage of the area. Then there'll also be lots of other activities happening across the quarter, so it's going to be an exciting time for us over July. So I think development of external events and space and programme is key. And then obviously, as Laura was saying earlier on, we are currently working with Tourism Eye on the business mentoring programme. So we're looking forward to seeing the results from that. So thanks for listening to me today.